Okay, we're recording. Awesome. Well, happy Memorial Day to everyone. Thank you for those who are committed on their business and opened up shop and got on the call tonight. So, congratulations on that. Anyhow, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to welcome our 170 new members. So, congratulations to our new members. Exciting stuff. And next up is our top sponsor. And we've been hearing this name over and over again. Can we all say it together who it is? Oh, we're not going to all hear it. Only Audrey, Alexa, myself. Ivy Morales. Congratulations, Ivy. And our top producer, guess again, Ivy Morales. Congratulations, Ivy. And our top, I'm happy to say that my lovely sister, who you all know as Mickey, Mama Eagle, she made a little mistake here because she put no name next to this next acknowledgement, but I know the name anyhow. And that is Top Challenge Pack Sales, Top Sales, and Top Success Club earner on the national call, and that was Ivy Morales. Oh, and I think, you know why? She didn't make a mistake. She couldn't get on the call. So, yeah, she couldn't get on the call. But I'm just noticing that that was empty now. So good thing I was on the call this morning. And for rank advancements, we have 2 rank advancements this week. We have our new Emerald, Marianne Del Villan. Congratulations, Marianne. And a diamond in her second business center, and that's Alex Hellinger. So congratulations, Alex. Woo-hoo! Anyhow, I hope to hear more names next week. I think this holiday weekend threw off some people. So with that, I am handing it over to you, Mrs. Robles. It's all yours.
Hi, everybody. Happy Memorial Day. So we were talking in the Market Council about having some of our upcoming leaders featured on the Team Eagle call, because we wanted someone that's more in the trenches with you guys. It's going through what most of you are going through. So I immediately thought about my coach, Alexa. I met Alexa through Instagram, and she hesitated for a long time to join my challenge group. And then when she joined, she gave me a lot of trouble to join. And then I just wanted her to return her challenge pack. I was like one of these people that I'm like, I can't deal with this person. But thank God it worked out, because she is a firecracker. And I have to say, I thank God every day for Alexa, because, sometimes she's the one that motivates me when I need it. And she's a military wife. She's a mom. She's an Emerald coach. She's a success starter. It's her 4th month in the business. And I'm just so proud of her. So I'm going to hand it over to her so she can tell her story.
Hi, everyone. Happy Memorial Day. I have my camouflage on so I can represent. But I'm going to tell you really quickly a little bit about myself. Already just told you guys. So I'm a mom and a wife. We have 5 beautiful children. I gave birth to 4. And my husband is away a lot. Like Audrey said, I started as a challenger because I wanted a change. And I actually stalked Audrey for a very long time before I came up with the courage to say to her that I needed help. And she's right. I gave her trouble from day 1, day 2, day 3. I started my journey with her in September, and I didn't become a coach until the end of January, beginning of February. So this is my 4th month in. And the one thing that gives me most joy in this business is not only having this extra income, because it is an extra income that is helping my family a lot to do things for our children that we weren't able to do. But one of the things that gives me the most joy is being able to help people and uplift people like me. I will share with you that a few weeks ago, I had a challenger in conversation that told me something that really broke my heart and really reached to me, because it's what Audrey told me in the beginning. She believed in me, and because of her, I thank her every day that I'm here. My challenger said to me, I haven't heard the words, I believe in you, since my mom passed away 7 or 8 years ago. And for me, that was really sad. And it made me really think of our job not only to have a business, but to be out there to uplift people. And that's what Audrey did for me. And I always keep that in mind, and I want to give that back to everyone else that I touch. Audrey, as Audrey knows, I had a really rough month last month, and I never thought of quitting because I'm not a quitter, and it's just not in my DNA to want to quit. But when I found myself having these feelings, I recognized that I'm really great at uplifting others. Audrey knows that we have a chat and we go in the chat and I check in with everybody. But I was having a really rough month last month, and I finally decided, I need to make a call because something is not right. And what I tell people that ask me, well, how did you get through that rough month? And Audrey kept telling me PD. And, you hear the word PD and personal development, and you're like, really? Like, that's really going to help me? Like, that's your answer, PD? But the honest truth is that PD was the one thing that helped me the most. First of all, I had lost my faith in myself. So praying was my first thing that I can use to attack. And PD really helped me because I needed to hear these things about myself. I'm very great at believing how great my challengers are, my team is, but I wasn't really great at believing that in myself. And then to believe you're yourself, you can't really help anybody else. So the fourth vital that we have, which is recognizing, for me was the trick, because I said, how can I turn this around? I only have a few challengers because I'm very new. I'm not Audrey. Audrey has a lot of people that she's helping, but I stopped comparing myself to Mickey or to Audrey or to Darlene or to all these great people that I have in front of me. And I started really concentrating on what I can do, because I could only control what I can do. I can't control what everybody else. I can only control and make an effect on everybody else by what I can do. And what I started doing is I started recognizing my challengers. It was something so easy, but I thought about that person that was begging for Audrey to look at me and see something great in me. And what about that challenger that had told me 3 weeks ago that I was the only one that believed in her? That challenger ended up signing up, and it took her 4 weeks to finally make the decision. But it's because I kept checking in with her, and because I kept recognizing her and doing these things over and over again, that even though I kept thinking, how many times am I going to check on her? I got the fruits of my labor. Every day I was checking on my people. Every day I was recognizing, whether it was just a challenger that lost a pound or maybe she didn't eat a cookie, she needed to be recognized. And I think that is a very important part of doing this, is recognizing your team. And let me tell you something. I reached out to Jake. I reached out to Amani. My team really helped me. And I think it's so important that a lot of us will feel down and we're embarrassed. And we shouldn't be embarrassed to reach out to people, because this is what we're doing. It's hard for me as a mother. My husband is away a lot. And sometimes, I want to cry. It's not easy with 4 children, a dog. We just got news on Friday that my husband's going to deploy again. And right away, I told Audrey. She was like, well, what do I need to do? She didn't need to do anything. But the fact that I can tell her that, and that she was there to say, well, what can I do to support you? But guess what, guys? This time when he deploys, this is coming soon. It'll be in 2017. I'm going to be ready. Do you guys think that I'm going to be ready? Because I think I'm going to be ready this time. I know that I'm growing my own business. I'm working for myself. I'm setting my own hours. And even though I work a full-time job, I know that my goal eventually will not to be there. And I know that I'm going to get there. But it's really about being consistent. Audrey's always telling me, Alexa, be consistent. Do what you're supposed to do. Did you do your vital? Did you do your PD? Did you invite? If you do all those things every day, and when you are feeling down and you say to yourself, hey, team, I'm here, help me, there's no way that you can go wrong, because it's about looking up to those people that motivate you. Because let me tell you something, when Audrey or anybody posts in the morning and they post their workout, I know I have to get my ass up and I have to work out. So it's the same thing with our business. The same, I see so many of our people that are posting their workouts, but are you showing up? Are you inviting? Are you doing all those things? It should be non-negotiable. I bet you everybody here has their secret recipe on how they take the Shakeology. Do you have your secret recipe and how you invite every single day? Do you take your daily dose of your super invite? Are you inviting everybody? That's how I feel about my vitals. I make sure I do them every day. It doesn't matter. I schedule it. It doesn't happen by mistake that I've been able to earn over $1,000 in 4 months. And I didn't earn $10,000 yet or 100,000, but I earned $1,000. I did that. I affected my family. I was able to pay for groceries. And Artie will tell you this too. My first weekend, I was like, what the hell am I doing? Why am I doing this? And Audrey invited me to go and meet some of the girls, and I went out and I told them, I'm going to tell you guys the truth. As embarrassing as this is, but the first time that I met her in person, I was starstruck because here I was following this girl forever, right? And I got to touch her, and she bought me a present. You know what I mean? But I told you guys the story, and I don't remember if anybody remembers this, but that day I had bounced something. The night before, I had bounced something in the mail on my checking account. And my first check came in from Beachbody, and it was $80. Those $80, I was able to deposit it in my account. And yes, I didn't really have a lot of money in there, but the fact that my account did not say that negative, ugly little sign that they put, and the NSF was a sign from God that, you know what? I know you worked hard. I know you've been 40 years. I know you've gone through horrible things and some good things, but you know what? I got your back. You just need to believe. And that's what I tell myself every day. I believe in me. And there's days that I cry. And there are days that when people say no, it crushes me. But you know what? Brush it off. Because if you want to be in this, if you want to do this, you got to know that you're going to get these things. Artie told me, you know what? So what? They said no. Invite 5, 10 more. Maybe those will say yes. And that's what you have to put in mind. They're not going to say yes all the time. I mean, right now, I don't know. Maybe they might say yes because I kind of looking cute. This is as cute as I've ever looked on a call. But every day I don't look cute on a call. That's just reality, I don't always put lipstick on when I do the team calls. Sometimes I have somebody pulling at my leg. But the fact then is the energy that you're putting into your work. You can't expect people to say yes if you're moping around and just not talking about it. I talk about it everywhere I go. I had a barbecue yesterday with 20-something people in my house. And I wasn't embarrassed to talk about Beachbody. I wasn't embarrassed that Beachbody let me pay for the hot dogs that they were eating because it did. Those hot dogs they were eating, yeah, Beachbody did that. Okay? So I'm not embarrassed, and that's your energy that you should bring to what you guys are doing and just really doing your vitals and showing up and getting on those calls even when you do have a headache. And that's really my story. I don't know if that's really helping anybody because I know I'm very new, but I hope that it touched someone to let them know that you're not alone. And sometimes when you're crying, I might be crying in boogery in my room because someone said no to me. But you know what? It doesn't mean I'm not going to get up the next day and I'm not going to say I'm going to climb that mountain because I'm going to get over it. And that's what it's about.
Amen. You rock. Now, I have a question for you. Since I give you a lot of recognition because you're always doing your thing, I know a lot of my other coaches have approached you for help.
Yes.
If they're looking at you like you've got some kind of secret that they don't have. What do you advise them? And what do you see that most newer coaches trip over themselves on?
I think, a lot of people will say, there is no secret, first of all. There's no secret. It's the amount of work that you put in. If you were going to a new job and they told you had to do 3 weeks of training, you would show up to that training, right? So there's resources out there for us. I'm not a person that I'm great at reading things or doing things. I do mostly audible, but you have to get over that fear. You just have to press send sometimes. Sometimes you write out, you overthink too much. Stop thinking and do it. I mean, what's the worst that can really happen? You're going to send somebody an invite and they're just going to say no and block you. So great, block me. Bye, peace. You know what I mean? What are you going to do? We overthink things so much and it's really not that hard. If you really believe that when you're drinking the shake and you're working out every day and that you're helping people, why shouldn't you think to yourself that you're giving them the best opportunity? I'm going to share with you the truth. I don't really have the courage to invite coaching. Challengers to me is easy. But Artie said, this is where you're weak at. Why don't you have more coaches? because I was scared to do the call to action to coaching. But when I went to the event recently and I realized I'm really being evil. I'm being an evil biatch. Why? Because I'm not telling people about my opportunity to have your own business. Who can here not use the extra money to do something for their family? Why are you holding that back on someone? Why are you not telling them about something that they can affect? I can call out sick whenever I want. I don't have to answer to anybody. I am my own boss. What other job are you going to be able to do that? Is my boss going to want to hear that I have cramps one day? No. But I work around it and I make this happen because it's important to me. I will be speaking one day in front of people. I will do these things. I believe in myself, and Audrey believes in me. My team believes in me. So you know what? Get over that fear. Get over yourself, because it's not that serious. Like I tell my kids, how many of us here have kids or nephews or nieces and they're 13 or 12 or 5 or 4 and they have a meltdown because they couldn't find the right shirt? Well, we're being those 4-year-olds. We're not finding the right shirt. Are they still going to go to school? Hell yeah, they're going to school. I don't care what shirt you wear. You're going to school, right? So why is it that for us, we're adults, we make it so difficult? Just send out the damn invite. If they say no, they say no. Move on to the next. And that's where I think that people think it's a secret. It's not a secret. I just send them out. And I bring my energy and I share my whole entire story. If my underwear that day fit and I kept blaming my dryer for not fitting and now they fit, I share that. And guess what? I get people telling me, oh my God, I thought it was my dryer, but guess what? I lost a pound and now my underwear fit. So the silliest thing that you might think that people are not going to relate to, that's what you need to share. My underwear was not shrunk by the dryer. It was because I gained weight and my thighs didn't fit into it. That's what people want to know. They don't want to look at Autumn. They want to look at round bootylicious me. And that's what you got to do. You got to just share it all. And let me tell you, the more hot mess, because I'm a hot mess, they love it. So if you're a hot mess, guys, woo, you're in. Just share your story. True or true? Not true, Audrey.
That's very true. I love you. One more thing. So you mentioned the event. We had a really exclusive event on Friday in the city for Diamond leaders, and we were able to invite our upcoming Emeralds that are leaders. And you got invited.
Yes.
Can you talk about what that experience was like for you and what were some of your key takeaways?
My key takeaway for me was, even though we've gone over the leadership ladder, it's on our pages, I see it in the back line office. It just really, when I saw it in black and white and I just saw, wait a minute, that's all I have to do to get to where? It was just so powerful to see that. I guess even though I knew I was in business until that moment, I realized, like, I'm really in business. Like, this is really happening. Like, I did this. And it's just so important for you guys to realize that you're the only one that has the power to make it happen. Audrey, Saudi, Mickey, Edith, they didn't get to where they got to because they were born with it. They had to work for it. Like, if you want to go to Miami or you want to have that type of money, you got to work for it. Bottom line is, you get in what you put in. That's it. That's what I got out of that meeting. If you want to be somebody, Alexa, nobody's going to give it to you. Success is not going to knock on that door. It has to be given. My husband's in the military. He's a sergeant first class. He's been 16 years. And do you think that rank came by because they thought he looked cute? I may think he looks hot in his uniform. But those people don't care how hot he looks. He had worked his ass off to get there. There was a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of nights that he couldn't shower, a lot of days that he couldn't sleep. I take pride in that. And for the first time, I will share with you, I'm used to being proud of a husband that has stars and stripes and ranks and has people under him. For the first time, I heard the words from my husband to say, I'm proud of you, baby, because you're going to be on a team call tonight. And that to me meant the world, because here this man who's a sergeant first class leading our nation, probably deploying to I don't know where, told me that he believed in me and that he was proud of me. So think about that. Be proud of the fact that you even got on this call tonight. You got on this call, kudos to effing you. Because there's a lot of people partying, but you're freaking on this call because you care about your business. You're like, I don't even know this Alexa. I don't know what she has to offer, but I'm going to listen to her. So kudos to you guys for even being on this call. Showing up sometimes is just the most important thing you can do. Just show up. It'll happen.
Yeah, you're my firecracker, and I thank God every day for you, because how could you not motivate me? Look at you. You bring me life. Yeah. One more question for you. Where are you going next? What's next for you, and by when?
This month I want to really concentrate on becoming diamond. Saudi said something, give yourself a date. Give yourself a date of when you want to accomplish that. And you know what? Maybe you won't reach that date. Maybe it'll be the day after, but you keep moving on that date until you get what you want. This month, I really want to concentrate on talking about the business. I'm going to still be inviting challengers. I'm still going to be attracting, but I'm going to move my business. If I want to earn that money that I can tell my husband, go deploy, go to any country you want. I got this. I need to move it, guys. It's not going to happen on my own, right? So that is my goal, to become diamond. And let's see how quickly I can get there. And maybe it won't happen in June. Maybe it'll happen in July. But why not reach for it? I was just rooting for Ruby. Why am I thinking so small? Think big. Think really, really big.
Think team leader.
What's the worst that can happen?
Team leader. Yes. Do you have time for some questions, Alexa? Because guys, remember, she's only 4 months in. So if any of you are new coaches,
I might have questions for them.
Go ahead.
No, they can ask. I don't have any questions for you guys. I was just messing with you.
Edith wants to know, what's your date for Diamond?
My date for Diamond is June 30th. I wrote it down already.
Oh, I got to write it down.
I wrote it down because that's the date I gave. I'm not lying to you. I'm still a little scared, but that's the date I gave myself.
Hey guys, I'm sorry. I'm driving, so I can't text, but I got a question. It's Jen.
Hi, Jen.
I hopped on a little late. I apologize. But I want to know, with as many kids as you have and a hectic life that you have, where do you find the time?
I schedule it. Just like I schedule my workouts.
And where do you schedule it? What do you do?
I look at my day the night before. I look at my work hours. I look at their lunch hours, their school, whatever they're doing, I schedule it. I say to my husband, I say to them, from this time to this time, this is what we'll be doing. I don't care if you're on fire. Unless you're on fire, do not interrupt me. And sometimes they cry, and sometimes they look at me bad, and I tell them, oh, well, you like those sneakers you're wearing? Thank you. And I lock the door. I just schedule it. I mean, what else am I going to do? I'm not doing it to hurt them. And do I want to cuddle with my son? Yes, I do. But I also wanted to put him in karate this year, and I can't do it sitting on my ass cuddling.
Amen, sister. Amen. Love it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Edith wants to know what a typical day looks like for you, Alexa.
Typical day for me. I get up at 5:30 to get my 16-year-old's lunch and breakfast ready. I make them breakfast every day. I have the luxury of working from home. I work 40 hours plus a week in my day job. I take kid number 1 to the bus at 6:30. At 6:35, 6:39, I start my workout. As soon as I've done my workout, I do my Shakeology. I get kid number 2 to the bus. I come back and I start working my day job from 8 to 10, sometimes 8 to 12. Then whenever I stop, because then I have to come back 2 to 7, that hour I take to do my power hour, to eat, to check on my challengers, to check my office, to do all those things. I schedule it. I started now realizing that if I don't schedule it, it's not going to get done. If my kid needed therapy, because speech therapy, foot therapy, I would schedule it, right? I'm not scheduling my business. So until I started thinking as my business as something really serious, nobody else was going to take me serious. I needed to schedule my business hours. So I do that, I work, And I work to 7 o'clock sometimes, and sometimes to 8 o'clock, and I'll have to rush because I'm like, damn, I have a call, but I get on. And I'm tired, and sometimes it's 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'm still awake, but I have to put in that time because I'm only here 4 months. So I can't expect to make $100,000. I just can't. I know that I have to have. Audrey told me something last month. You need to be patient. I tell my kids that all day. How come is it that I haven't gotten this memo that I have to be patient? So that's my day. It's crazy. Sometimes my husband does not come home. He is not at all hands-on with the kids because he's out all day and he's saving things or whatever the hell he does that I don't ask. But in between all that, I get to fold uniforms and make sure that the patches and stuff are on the right side. So if anybody needs help with that, I'm great at that. And that's my typical day.
Real quick, I just wanted to say, just before I know the call's about to end, but Alexa, I just want to give you a huge, huge shout out because I think you did an amazing job. In other words, you're like the definition of keeping shit simple, and you're making like the simple things make a big difference, and that's exactly what you identified. And hopefully, all the new coaches that are on get it because I got it, and I'm like, man, I'm on fire. Like my hairs are sticking up. Just rooting for you over here. So whatever you're doing, keep it up. That God will bless you eventually. Have an amazing night and keep up the great work.
Thank you.
Alexa, Carlos Morales asked, are you going to Coach Summit?
I'm still trying to get there. My husband will actually be away for training, so it's pending what his commander says because I can't leave the kids alone. My kids were telling me that they could be alone, but yeah, I have a feeling that they're planning like a house party or going to do something they're not supposed to do. So it's all pending on that. But yes, it is on the table, and I know I'm going to be there definitely next year because I already made the announcement. You better let military people know whether you're gone or what. I'm going to be there, but we're trying to see what I can do for July.
Well, I'm going to put that in prayer then.
Yes, put it in prayer because they like to change their dates up a lot. And, sometimes our lives are dependent on what they tell us to do, which, comes with the package.
Are there any other questions, Audrey, in the chat?
Crystal was asking Alexa, how do you recommend onboarding a new coach without overwhelming them?
I don't overwhelm them. I just tell them, hey, do you want to be a coach? Do you want to know more about it? I just keep it really simple because I know when I just think of how I would like to be asked. I ask that to myself a lot. If I was a challenger or if I was a prospect, how would I like to be asked? And I just always ask questions. When you're asking questions, you're in control. They're not in control. So I just say that. I'm like, would you like to be in business on your own? I had family over yesterday and I talked about the business and I said, do you like working for someone else? Well, no. Well, then why don't you do something and work on your own? Would you like to work for yourself? Would you like to be your own boss? And that simple questions sparked up a whole conversation. I still have to follow up, but I'm going to get them because I know that why wouldn't I want to share that with someone?
Well, Alexa, thank you so much. You are amazing. Any last questions for her? Anybody?
I think Crystal added something.
Oh.
Crystal, I see you just commented, thanks, Alexa. So your question was answered? Because I thought you were adding something to the question. Someone, go ahead, unmute yourself and just, clarify.
Okay, I'm actually may hear a bit of noise now, but I'm making it happen. So, being that you're new, you have at least underneath you. My question is, how are you setting your new coaches up for success?
I only have right now 3 coaches. So I actually don't have any coaches that are actually working the business. That's why I decided to take this boot camp because I want to get there. So I did decide that I'm going to look at all three of my coaches and say to myself, well, I'm going to make believe that I'm going to ask them all over again, because maybe they were just discount coaches 2 or 3 months ago, but maybe now I can tell them, hey, you've been a coach now for 3 months. So I just did a GS Getting Started Right with one of my coaches, and I'm following up with him this week to see about doing that. But I will just have to get there little by little using the tools that Audrey and everybody in the team gives me. But I reach out to the team when I'm in doubt, because remember, this is my 4th month and there's just a lot of things that I still haven't learned. But I just try to keep it as simple as I can. I am reintroducing the business to him, because how many times did Audrey have to ask me to become a challenger? It took her like 5 or 6 or maybe 7 times. So I just think about that. Maybe the person wasn't ready to work the business then, but maybe they are now. So why not take a chance on him?
Thank you. You inspired me, Erin.
Thank you, Crystal.
Anyone else? Any questions? Speak now or forever hold your peace.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Hello, Alexa. Hello, everybody.
Up there.
What's up? I jumped on a little late, so just want to catch up. You've been a coach for what? 4 months, you said?
4 months.
4 months. It's bananas. Because you're talking like you are a diamond, 5-star diamond coach. You are so ahead of the game, girl. Wow.
Thank you.
So, you're welcome. You're welcome. So this call right here needs to be replayed by everybody, by all the new members, because girl, you're rocking it, man. That's awesome, man. Congrats.
Thank you so much. That means a lot. I think we're done.
Yeah, I think we are done. You have left everyone with their mouths open. They're like 4 months in. And yeah, like Tony said, look at his big mouth. You are, you're not speaking like an Emerald coach, and you're not acting like an Emerald coach.
Thank you.
It's just a matter now, the rank needs to align with your activities. It's all that needs to happen.
And it will. It will.
And the pay needs to align with your activities. And I'm sure that will come sooner than later with your consistency. So congratulations, and thank you so much for sharing of your time.
Thank you guys for having me, and I hope that those new coaches out there realize that you can make a difference even in your first week. Every day we change a life, and every day we matter, and just believe in yourself, because you don't know who you're going to affect. You just don't know. Sometimes you need to really realize that your team members might need you to shine one day, because maybe that day you don't feel that great, but you have to remember that what you're doing matters, and there's people out here that really need it. Your team and your challengers out there that are looking for you. So you need to be that light for them when it's dark.
Yep. And in the event you did not notice, Alexa, in the chat, but Carlos Morales changed your date to become a diamond to June 23rd.
Okay, I'll write it down, Carlos.
Okay, so
June 23rd.
Yeah, because I also changed it, just so you know.
Okay. I better get to work. You guys are taking up my time.
Well, I guess with that being said, our meeting, our Zoom is adjourned. What do you think, Audrey, right?
Yeah, we're good. She's got work to do.
All righty then.
Good night.
Good night, everyone. And like Mickey always says, see you in the field. The field being spoken.
Peace out, y'all.
Good night, everyone.